Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to something I am extremely proud about. Proud of. Very happy to be here. So, finally, after several months, since February, me and a bunch of awesome people have been working day and night, blood, sweat, and tears to get this amazing website out called d2.maxroll.gg. You can go here. This thing is going to be absolutely incredible. I mean, it is already, but with this amazing team that we have, Teo, Macro, Dobrunsky, Dark Humility, myself, and Senpai, we have all worked real hard in order to make this site as good and as accessible to everything. What is the site? Basically, you should be able to go all the way from complete total noob, like never played the game, all the way to like extreme pro if you so desired. You could get better than me. You could get better than me. You could get better than Teo. You could get better at anybody if you follow this stuff. I've learned so many things from being a part of this website. It's fantastic. So here we have like the homepage, right? You can hit Maxroll and stuff. Obviously, if you are familiar with Maxroll from like Diablo 3, this is the same Maxroll, yes. So we have Maxroll, the home here, where it kind of scrolls the news and stuff, some of the highlights and the featured content here. We have like a little video player that shows like the streamers that are on the Maxroll team. It's just super cool. We got featured content, like I said. We have guides. This is very helpful for people that want to like build a character or a leveling guide. Like you don't know how to play the game before. Well, now we have like all this for you. Paladin leveling guide from Teo. It takes you all the way from like level 1. It gives you examples and shows you what your gear will look like, and it takes you all the way to level 75 plus in the leveling guides here. So we got leveling guides for each character. Currently at the date of this video, Barb is still work in progress. We did release this early access so you guys could have it for the beta this weekend. This is the weekend of the Diablo 2 Resurrected open beta. So that's one reason why I released it to you guys. And then we have, like late game builds. You can even filter. So let's say I want to look for Hammerdin, which is one of the builds that I've made. You can look at this, look at magic damage, paladin magic damage, and we have the paladin leveling guide, which uses hammers in the leveling guide, and then we have my guide right here. And this thing goes deep dive, as much as you possibly want to know, pretty much, in a leveling guide to like figure it out. So we have like little pros and cons here. We have, a little introduction, a little bit like of a showcase of what it'll look like in the end game once you have really good gear. It'll tell you how to get through the skills and how to spec them. We have like a brief explanation of like damage. It tells you if it's a faster cast rate skill, an attack speed skill, or none. Like all these different things. It tells you where to put your attributes. We have gear options. So say you don't have like some of the gear that's showcased in our builds, then we have some basic gear options here as well. Then we have like farming spots, and these are recommended farming spots for this build. It tells you a little bit of if it's a starter build, and I'll explain some of the stuff in a second. We have different variants and stuff here. We have like immunities. Why would you farm this area? Well, we have rewards here. So it's just like recommended spots to farm with this. Then we have like mercenary descriptions. We talk about the mercenary here and like some recommended gear. We have play style. We go into how to play the builds. And then we go into like breakpoints, what might be the, some of the stuff that's important for the builds. In hardcore, we talk about like basic stuff in hardcore. Some builds might need more changes, like if there's hardcore changes, there's hardcore changes. And then down here for some people that might be more intermediate, but this can still apply to everybody, is we have that starter variant, which works with the starter here. Like say this variant can run those areas, right? And it gives you brief description of that. And we have different loadouts and setups for each one of these, right? And every build guide is pretty much the exact same layout slash setup. And at the very bottom here, we have different mechanics. And these are like for the ultra nerds, right? And they want to like read into all this stuff. All the information is there. And at the very, very bottom here, we have a description of like the summary here. The take points or the takeaway from the guide and stuff like that. So those are like kind of the build guides here. Very good. And then we have like tier lists, and these will tell you kind of like we have a bunch of different tier lists as you can see here. But we have like an overall tier list which has pretty much every build on Maxroll listed in a tier of where it should be and what it's capable of. As you can see, some of these are work in progress from being grayed out. And then we have items. We have the meta description, which will be out soon. And that is like, you know, how do we get to Hellbale? How do we do Ubers? How do we do, you know, all that stuff that's like really cool and important. And then we have, you know, items. If you want to learn stuff about items, we have resources for this, like rune words, crafted items. Basically, everything you want is on Maxroll. We have recommended bases. You don't need to go to 1,000,000 sites anymore and have like 1,000, you know, folders of your D2 information. Now, D2 information is all in one spot. We've worked very hard for all this stuff. If you want to learn about breakpoints and animations, you can go to breakpoints and animations. If you don't know anything, like we're going to have a general game guide. We have Herodric Cube recipes. We have the overviews of each character. And then the tools. Let me get into the tools, man. The tools are absolutely amazing. We have a drop calculator that is actually bonkers. If I want to find Tyrael's Might, you go to Tyrael's Might. Instantly search. With players 1, hell difficulty, players or party size 1, 0 MF. We have, you know, this drop chance from Hellbale, right? And it changes immediately based on your magic find changing and the player count changing and all this stuff. Like, there is no need to hit the search button, you know, type in all the information you need and then search. It just immediately starts working for you. You can search by like a chest, a super unique, you know, boss, all these different things. You can go play with this if you want. And then on top of that, we have items. So if you want to look for a specific item, again, like Tyrael's Might, well, now we can immediately go to Tyrael's Might and see where we can drop Tyrael's Might. And what are the chances for this? It'll tell you like Act 1 locations and all these different things. So super cool. And then on top of that, for the ultra nerds, again, we did not forget the ultra nerds. We have treasure class tab. In this thing, I'm still learning how to freaking play with this thing. This thing is absolutely amazing. It has the treasure classes for each thing. Like let's go to Bale again. Boss. Bale. And now we have the Bale treasure class. And this like breaks down everything, right? Like all the treasure classes in the game. Like basically all the drop tables and all that stuff. The information, the chances, and the breakdown is just absolutely amazing. So it's all the way from noobs to people that have played the game every day since launch, basically, and that still want to learn stuff about this amazing game, Diablo 2. We also have a gamble calculator, which is pretty cool. And, you know, that, you know, if you want to search a specific thing to gamble, it'll tell you. You know, it's like light gauntlets. You know, give you the chance for Mage Fist. And all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. And then my favorite thing, saving the best thing for last, is the D2 planner. Like I've talked about on stream multiple times. The D2 planner is absolutely insane. You can load up a character. You can create a character. And Macro has a video explaining all this stuff right on the homepage in the news. He has a video explaining all this stuff. But just as an example, I'm going to go to my profiles. I'm going to load up my beta sorceress. I literally am able to plug in whatever item I want. I can create an item, say Tyrael's Might. Go here, create an item, Tyrael's Might. Right, I created an item. I can give it sockets. I can change its values. And I can put it in the stash. Right, and I can put it on. And this whole thing is a calculator. Not only you can like make whatever item you want. Like all this gear that I'm wearing is exactly what I'm wearing in game right now. So I made an example. I made a planner for it. And then not only that, all this stuff, you have breakpoints, you have calculators, you have your skill tree. You have all this information to you. It even tells you diminishing returns on the fly for Magic Find. Because I have 121 Magic Find, well, chance of finding a unique item is plus 82%. It tells you where. It highlights in green where these things are coming from. Like, Planner would take a long time to explain to you how many functions this actually has. So I highly recommend checking this out. It is super cool. We have the breakdowns of attack speed. So we have a built-in attack speed calculator in here that tells you everything you need to know. Talking about just regular IES versus effective IES. We have action flags. We have an animation length, depending on, you know, whatever attack we're actually using, how many frames each thing goes. So it's like, and then at the very bottom of this actual calculations tab, you can actually put in enemy monsters. Like say you wanted to calculate what your resistances are going to look like against like Uber Mephisto or something. You could put a like conviction aura. Let's see. Conviction. Concentration. Conviction. There we go. Add hostile. Level 20. And now we're against a level 20 conviction. Obviously, we're not built. This character is built for like normal. So our resistances are all pinned. And you just gotta click it to remove the mods or the modifiers to it. So there's so much that you can do here on Maxroll. It is very exciting stuff. Again, this is the last website that you're gonna have to go to really ever. We got fantastic team members, both the Diablo 3 team, the Diablo Immortal team, and Diablo 2 team. People are amazing on this team. So, and this was created by Riv. So big shout out to Riv for all the tools that he was coming in to help us out with here. Yeah, it's fantastic. Go check out Maxroll. d2.maxroll.gg. Go there, enjoy. You're welcome. Thank you all for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and like the video if you appreciate this. So much love, guys. You're all beasts.